Alright guys, I'm going to make this a short video. It is very apparent that a lot of the people that signed up with me were bots, as I should have expected using Twitter the way I was using it. So yeah, for those of you who were extremely excited for today, I do apologize. We started up here. This was me taking some out of the project's wallet just to get it to where I could do the airdrop for us. And as soon as we did the airdrop, we experienced a 99.38% loss, which was a total volume of almost $4,000. There's now only $127 worth of liquidity. And there's a lot of pooled Marinos in there, which there wasn't before, which is nice, I guess. But yeah, as of right now, this is what our token is worth. Now, the way I'm seeing this is, we can see all these transactions as they're going on, right? They're all recorded on the blockchain. That's the beauty of this thing. This is what I use to send, and these are the multi-send transactions. I'm not going to open them and go through them, but they contain every wallet that I sent it to, all that stuff. This is what it cost me to send, basically. I sent it to this many people, this much. I think the value came out to around, it was a couple $100,000 worth of value. Now that's where I messed up. I should have given everybody like $100 worth of the token, $50 worth of the token, and let this thing manifest itself, which is a lesson I learned. So I'm probably going to go back to the drawing board and develop something separately now. I have to go a whole different direction. Maybe it'll be the same name and theme because I really had a vision for that. We'll see. But bottom line is, I want you guys to see what's going on. This is why when you don't know exactly what you're doing in these types of things, you can get wrecked like I just did, because I did spend some of my own money setting all this up and a lot of my time. But going here, it will tell you on the tokens thing how many active addresses there are. There's 314 total. There was a little over 340 in the beginning. And then here are the holders. This is the main project's wallet, which has, 98%. I made a dev wallet for myself of 1 billion tokens, so I could use that to trade in and out of stuff if we needed to, build a website, or if I needed to add liquidity suddenly because something was going on. But, that's not what's happening right now because I don't have any BNB. And then here's Pancake Swap, who has quite a bit of them as well. And then below that, you got 1.5, almost 2 million, almost 1 million, couple $500,000, and you see it starts to trickle down. You get through about the top 20 or so, and you start seeing there's a lot of these blank $150,000 wallets. What's interesting to me, it doesn't look like it shows the reflection on here yet. I don't know how long that takes, but some of these numbers have changed a little bit, I'm sure. But what I started looking at is, I'm like, how the hell with all these sell orders? Because I watched all of it. I mean, you can go to the DEX trades, right? And go to view all. If you go all the way to the last page, I mean, here's me putting BNB in on my own money. I'm actually buying the token, trying to see how things work. Then you come in here, and then these are my two multi-transaction signatures that I sent. And then look at this, immediately these wallets, and they're taking such a hit on the amount of money they can even make. They're just selling them, boom, 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 boom. These are all sale trades for the most part. Sell, just tons of it. And that's what drove the price down so fast. So like I said, I gave everybody way too much in the hopes that, people would be cool, but I don't think I'm dealing with just people. I think I'm dealing with people who are using bots and things like that. And some more evidence that I found of that was going back here. Let me find where I wanted to be. Going back outside of their DEX traders, if you go to their holders again and you look, so look at the analytics of this guy's wallet, right? Sometimes they'll tell you this stuff. They'll give you a contract if they've got one. A little bit of info if they've put it in there. Now, how would they get that much, right? When all I gave out was 140. Well, look at this. in the very beginning, as soon as they got it, they transferred all these different amounts to this one wallet. So this person signed up with all these wallets and then transferred them all into one wallet to essentially create themselves as a whale. So I'm going to have to talk to some of my people who are involved with this stuff on how to prevent that when I do my my airdrops and stuff. Like, how do I look for that? Because I did get rid of all the duplicate addresses that were sent to me, but that doesn't stop people from creating duplicate accounts from different phones, this, that, and the other, which I had even encouraged some people to do. Like, get your brother involved, your sister involved. I didn't mean, make 10 accounts and be a total dick. So yeah, so I'm looking at that. Go back again, now it's saying we're down to 312 holders, 311. There's people that are dropping off, which is probably a good thing. I'm sure some of them are consolidating and closing. It's just crazy. As of 13 minutes ago, I mean, people are selling some of this stuff for next to nothing now just to get rid of it. As this all updates, what I want to try to figure out is, you can see these were double accounts. Those are people made double. Nothing wrong with that, man. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's, that's a whole other discussion. I think this stuff is asinine as hell. It's kind of ridiculous. You're trying to establish yourself as a whale immediately. It's annoying. But yeah, and then you have all of these flat accounts where a lot of these are either going to be, and so here's what's interesting. You go down here, and we'll go from the back. You can see from here people totally selling out, right? Boom, 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 boom. A bunch of people just completely selling out, and then you see it starts to taper off because the liquidity dries up. So about 30 of these wallets are people that I know personally. Out of about, it says 311 right now. You don't even know how many people that really is, though. So less than 10% of us are people that I actually knew organically. I'm sure some of these other people in here are also real. I'm sure it's not all bots. I'm sure a lot of these people are looking at everything right now like, what the hell? I thought this was going to be cool. It's an airdrop. Yay. I'll be able to, make some free money. That could still prove to be true, guys. I want to go through and do some math, and I'm going to put this link in here. If anybody has time to go do it, do it. Remember, the total amount was 53 million tokens that was put out there between 340 wallets. So if we could go through and figure out how many, do not count these top 3 accounts in that because they're not included. I didn't drop they were dropped separately, or mine was anyway. If we could go through and count all these, start figuring out who's who. I have everybody's addresses, so I know who the real addresses are. Maybe I'll go through and pay attention to some of that. And that doesn't mean you guys can't sell it if you don't want to. I want to know who's a bot and who's not. And if we can go out and figure out here how many people still have this full bag, because it's quite a few people still. I think if you do the math, it's like 300 or 290 people still have the full $1.50. Let's go through and we'll go through and count. Let's see if we can find it. We're gonna count all these 141s, but yeah, so 273 accounts. So that means you take the top 3 out. 270 accounts have above 140,000. So these are out of that. We'll just call it 270. If I know about 25 or 30 of you, that means it's about 240 accounts that we're dealing with here. I'm hoping out of some of those 240 accounts, some of you guys are good players, are going to actually continue to buy it. The problem is that now that we're dealing with some of these accounts, you're going to have to buy in very small amounts. And the problem is when you're doing this, if you're not committed to the project, don't waste your time, because the problem is as soon as that little bit of liquidity gets provided back to the project, some of these people that are dying to just rip out of here are going to be able to. So this is going to be kind of a long-term patience game. I think I'm turning this into backdoor side project and not a main thing. And I'm actually going to go talk to some developers later. But in the meantime, I'm going to link this in here. If somebody can help me figure out some of these numbers and do some of this thinking, I think we can come up with something to where this can still be saved, because we only got to deal with about 240 wallets. And some of them are big, but like us buying, 20. And here's the thing, for us to get listed on Live Coin Watch, who I've already spoke to get listed on here, and I don't know if you just go to the bottom or how it works, but to get listed on here, you're supposed to be able to maintain a couple $100 in transactions a day, right? So if we all came together and threw, $10-20 a piece, as far as those of us who know each other, maybe even only $5-10 a piece, let these people gobble up the liquidity. I know it sounds annoying, but we'll be gaining tokens the whole time, and we'll be getting our daily volumes to where it needs to be. We can then get listed on Live Coin Watch, where real people can come in and start purchasing the coin until eventually most of these bad actors have been removed from the list. All of us will still be here. We will have been hodling. We'll have been getting reflection. We'll have been buying more. If this is played correctly, this could be a huge accumulation opportunity. I just don't know how heavy-handed some of you are willing to be. And I don't know how some of us are able to be even really at that point. So I'm going to go think about all this. If we can get that, if we could get like a week's worth of a couple $100 worth of traffic every day, wait for the daily candle to reset and then do it again. I think eventually these people, some of these that have built these bigger accounts, they're going to be around for a while. Maybe they don't want to go anywhere. Maybe they think this thing is going to go somewhere and this is why they've done this. I don't know. But what I do know is that we have to slowly push our way through all of this if this project's ever going to go anywhere. So we've got to decide. And on that note, I'm going to get off here. We are taking our kids to the fair today, and I'm going to focus my mind more on that than this for right now, because this fucking sucks. And I don't normally cuss on my channel, so I apologize if that offended anybody. But, yeah, dude, seeing this happen just immediately to something you spent the last week working your ass off on is depressing. But I learned a lot about people, about how me thinking I had it all figured out as usual is not the case. And yeah, back to the drawing board. I'll see you guys soon.